Hey, everybody. It's Dylan from the Children of Ash. And with everybody talking about AI and taking strong stances, we think that it's our turn to place our stake in the mud and define our team's policies. Now, to get right to it, straight to the headlines, we have no intention of ever serving you AI generated content in any form. Now, let me explain why and exactly what that means for us. As a whole, we're extremely passionate about our support and love of creatives and their work, not just our team of creatives, but the larger community of creatives. Now, maybe that's a little self serving, as many of us are creatives ourselves, even outside of the podcast. But we feel that that's all the more reason to be as supportive as possible. It is personal for us. See, we genuinely and thoroughly enjoy the act of creation. It is our sole purpose with this podcast. We aren't here to make money. We've got our jobs for that. The Children of Ash is a labor of love for everybody involved. And so whether or not it succeeds as a business venture, which, that would be nice, it's not really a major priority. We haven't failed if this fails as a business venture. Success for us is the act of creation and the enjoyment of that act. We also love to collaborate, to share in the act of creation. We love the back and forth of creative direction, the acknowledgement of others' expertise, and the relinquishment of relevant creative control to those experts. This is why we are a collaborative improvisational storytelling podcast. It's why it's not just me, it's other people, because we want to be collaborating. We want to be sharing creative control. We want to be inspired by other people's decisions that we wouldn't have made ourselves. Now, as far as we're concerned, generative AI greatly diminishes both of those things. It lets people skip over or speed run the act of creation, generating something that, it'll do, but without really needing anybody else's input. Now, we're not going to delve into the morality of any of this right here. That's not really what this video is or should be about. But these and other more nuanced reasons are why we have come to this conclusion about our relationship with generative AI. No art that comes out of our team will be AI generated. No music will be AI generated. No plot points or characters or world descriptions will be AI generated. Nothing. We're extremely fortunate to have an amazing artist on the team in the form of Jesse, to have friends in music and game design and the performing and creative arts, and the privilege of having a little bit of extra cash to solve problems that we can't solve on our own. That's a lot of what the Patreon support goes towards. Now, to be clear, absolutely no shame here is intended toward those who do rely on AI. But we would much rather collaborate. We would rather make friends, share control, and support other people where we can. And honestly, we're happy to do without when we can't. Now, this is not to say that AI has no place in our workflows or never will. The technology is constantly changing, adapting, integrating with tool sets, and the line can get really blurry between what is AI generated and what is just generative creative tools. For instance, I'm really bad with names. I'm really bad with coming up with names on the spot, or even not on the spot. So what I do is I use a wide selection of generators to have things to pull out of a hat at a moment's notice, or to inspire thoughtful character creation between sessions. These aren't AI generators. These are, name generator websites and stuff. I'm not creating with these tools Tolkien-esque like fantasy names, right? These are real names and real name patterns. And so really it's kind of just collating stuff that's people might look at for naming their baby. Babynames.com is one of the ones that I use and I reference a bunch. So what I do with this is I keep a spreadsheet of generated names with me during all sessions, with notes next to each of them regarding relationships to real and Athumlan cultures, as well as other snippets of significance. And this is a tip that I've seen online. for a bunch of DMs. I've done this for, I guess at this point, kind of decades. And I also, I'm sure a lot of other DMs do this. Now, would asking ChatGPT to generate that list really be all that different? I mean, it's not how I'm doing it, but my point is that the line does get very gray. I also use tools in my audio editing process that identify background noise and isolate that from the cast's microphones. And while that's not really what I think most people imagine when it comes to generative AI, it's largely the same technology under the hood. Our video tools, they also use AI systems to extrapolate captions. That's something that Apple Podcasts already does automatically. And we actually think it's pretty cool because it increases accessibility, right? That's good. Using the tool prior to release means that we're able to expand and build upon that accessibility. So maybe that form of generative AI isn't necessarily bad. But anyway, so no, AI is not entirely absent from our production processes, but our commitment is to lift up other creatives wherever possible and to never pass off AI content as the work of our team. I will also call out the fact that we have played with AI a bit in the past. The first clip that we released, those short videos that are little clips of the podcast put to some sort of visual imagery. The first one that we did featured Aster's Dream from episode 4. And it was against a slowly panning image of a crystalline vase. That image was AI generated. I was playing with the new technology. I was trying to figure out how to make visual content within the confines of what we had available to us. I didn't yet have a fully formed opinion about the technology. I think most of the cast didn't, and we certainly didn't yet have any team-wide policy. Even still, I feel like what we eventually settled on, as in the non-AI generated stuff that we've been doing, since then, I think it's something that's far better. I mean, it's more effective. There's no generative AI needed. Honestly, it's faster to produce. It's more evocative. And it also just makes me feel better about our new content. As I know it relies on and supports the creative works of our team in such a way that really shouldn't make other creatives uncomfortable with the idea of working with us, because that's a really big part of this, right? Going back to that collaboration, it's not just collaborating with the small team we already have, but thinking about collaboration with people we haven't met yet, with people who may at some point want to help out, because that's really what this is about. Being part of a community, contributing to the kind of creative ecosystem that sustains each other, that supports each other and loves each other. Now, we're just a small podcast. I don't think that this policy is going to change the world, but we live on the support of our community. That means you. That means our patrons. That means people that we will eventually collaborate with that we don't even know yet. So yeah, got to do right by them. Love you all. And we'll see you down the run. If you have any questions, any comments, if you want to engage with us, we're happy to engage on social media. Join our Discord, chat with us there. Until then, see you down the run. Peace.